It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the Kid J Nolan here. Now, you know I got to talk about Cardi B and Joe Budden with their situation going on right now. I've already talked about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion with the new single Bongos. They performed it at the VMAs. The music video is out. And like it or not, there's mixed feelings about the record. I voiced my opinion on my channel about the song. I don't think it's that great. I felt like they could have done something better, especially with those two brands. I understand that them coming together, either way it goes, it's going to be a hit. It's going to be a popular song, but I just think they could have made a huge impact had they just went with something a little bit more raw, something that was going to be more geared toward the club, something that was going to be hard hitting, would have had more longevity because it matches what's going on and it doesn't go out of style. Somebody who was also critical of the record was Joe Budden. He likened it to AI music and he said that it sounded like two people that didn't know how to make a song. Now, I wouldn't go that far, but I'm going to let Joe Budden go ahead and say what he had to say, and then we're going to talk about what Cardi B said in her rebuttal.
Hook is not hooking for me.
It's not catchy. It's not particularly
It's
catchy.
not, there's nothing in it to make it stay. One. And two, I know y'all think Sexy Red is paying me. She's not. But this commercialized ratchet has passed. It's ghetto ratchet time. And neither one of them are ghetto ratchet on this song. I think they both have potential to be. And Cardi normally smokes ghetto ratchet, but she's too big. That's why she got to go get with K-Flock. That's why she got to go get with some of the, she's too big to do it. We need a Bodak Yellow now. Both of these women, this sounds like this is two women who can't make a song, is what it sounds like. So we need to get either some of the same writers back that had.
I think Party is a credited writer on this.
Oh, good. All right. So that means that y'all coming with old sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Now, some of the criticisms that he had in there was a little bit harsh, saying that they sound like they can't make a song, said that they bring in old sauce. I don't know how old this record is. I don't know if it's brand spanking new out of the studio, but I would assume that it's not that old. I mean, Hot-ish was kind of old, though. It was from 2021, and I think it dropped in 2022 or something to that effect, right? All good. It's whatever. When you start alluding to the writers and stuff like that, I don't want to be too harshly of a critic on Cardi B about the writers because she came out like a day ago. Once again, she says she writes her own shit. She's tired of people criticizing her about that. And just because she may get assistance on hooks and things of that nature, she's tired of people criticizing her about that. I've talked numerous times about Cardi B and the ghostwriting and her advocating for herself as a writer on my channel. You could watch any number of those videos. It's not necessary to go into all that, but I knew that when Joe Budden said that, it was going to trigger her. But that wasn't the only way that Cardi B was triggered by Joe Budden. She feels like he has a personal vendetta against her, which I totally don't understand. As somebody who tunes into the Joe Budden podcast kind of frequently, or at least more than the average person, I've definitely heard him advocate for Cardi on numerous occasions. I've heard him say she smokes verses on numerous occasions. I've heard him say that she smoked songs, and when he says smoked, like knocked it out the park. So he's more likely than not going to be supportive. He just didn't like the song. I didn't like the song either. And there's a lot of other people that feel the same way. But let's get into Cardi B's response.
I just feel like it's like he has an issue with me, and it was beyond the critique of Bongos. It's just like you inviting bitches that said the rudest, nastiest shit. But when what's them niggas name they used to do podcasts with?
Oh, Maul.
Mal, and the little other guy.
Yeah, when Maya Rory say we fuck shit about you or lies about you, you get so defensive. You want to clear it up. You came at Taxstone because Taxstone says something about you. You want to clear it up, and you expect people to understand you, and you expect people to take your side. But I had to go to court. Because this woman, like, it's beyond saying that I have herpes, right? Like, come on now, like, it's beyond saying I have herpes. Like, this woman tried to run a I drug men campaign.
Yeah,
she paid men to say that I drugged them and raped them. She claimed that my dad.
Okay, so it seems that she really took issue with the fact that Joe Budden recently interviewed Tasha K on his podcast, right? Now, as somebody who feels like Tasha K came out and spread merciless lies about her, went on a smear campaign to try to bring her down. Tasha K went out of her way to do a lot of fuck shit and weird shit, stuff I'll never understand. So from Cardi's perspective on that, and it's like you're aligning yourself with this person, I can kind of understand where she's coming from, but she's got to understand Joe Budden is not aligning himself with Tasha K so much as finding ways to drive content, finding ways to drive engagement. The Joe Budden podcast is a content over everything pod, right? These guys air out their personal problems, relationship problems. These guys argue amongst themselves about times that they spent with each other's girl, possibly if it happened, didn't happen, all of this type of stuff. So you got to understand they're out in the open about everything. So having a Tasha K on the pod, they could have grilled her. The episode's not out, so we haven't heard it. They could have grilled her about how she approached you. I'm sure they had a good time with her at the same time because she is a guest, but that doesn't mean that they don't rock with you in any kind of way. It just means my pod will have a Tasha K, we'll have a Cardi B, and we don't want no smoke with none of y'all. We'll have a Nicki Minaj. We'll have a Megan Thee Stallion if she's down to come. She'll probably never go up there because they weren't the most supportive of her situation with Tory Lanez. But I'm just saying, they're not necessarily picking sides as much as creating content. And it's not controversial. It's just stating how you feel. And I don't have a direct alliance to you. I don't get paid by you. Your team doesn't feed me content. So I'm not going to advocate for you 100% of the time of the day. That's not the relationship we have. As a matter of fact, I'll let Joe Budden say what he had to say because he came out and responded as well.
Somebody else's squad holding them down, and they're just using me as the front man. And don't play with me like that because y'all know I fuck with Cardi. But I mean, I stand in what I said about the song. And I said it pretty respectfully.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
I ain't here to come in and shatter nobody's dream. You see, I ain't put the Shorty interview out, the Tasha K interview out. The day that she put that record out, that would have looked foul. That would have looked nuts. Maybe wouldn't have got that invite to the party.
Yeah, it's fucked up though. Today it's either you gotta support it or don't say nothing. That's the way they treat you. Like if you don't like something, don't say it. You either gotta be on board, support this is fire, I love it, champion it, or just shut up. And I don't think that's right.
Well, that's where the media people get chips on their shoulders. For me, it's if I didn't hear nothing from none of y'all the 9 million times that I bigged you up, I definitely don't want to hear nothing from you that one time I...
Now, for anybody that's been watching my channel over the course of the last month or so, y'all know how many times I've said, I'm not on nobody's side. I'm not on nobody's squad. I'm not on nobody's payroll. I'm giving you my honest thoughts and critiques. Do not come at me. You fan bases out there, do not come at me. One day I will probably say something positive about your fave. Gonna say something positive about who your fave doesn't like. I'm going by my mood, my assessment of the facts, my assessment of what's presented to me, and I'm gonna speak in that manner. You motherfuckers don't run anybody, right? I'm glad to hear that Joe feels the same way. I didn't adopt that point of view from Joe. People just have to understand the honest critique, the honest feelings, the honest observations that come from people are not always gonna be savory in your direction. I love Cardi B. I think she's gonna have a pretty decent, if not dope album. I'm hoping for a dope album, but the songs that I've heard so far, I don't know. But I want it to be good. My lady is a huge Cardi B fan, so if it ain't good, I'm gonna be fucking tired of it. I want it to be banging. I've rapped on some of Cardi B's beats. Some of her fan base has given me support off of rapping over some of her beats. I'm going to continue to support and say the songs that I like on this platform. But as I do cover celebrities, entertainment news, music and entertainment news, sometimes I'm going to say something and it's not always going to be in your favor 100% of the time, right? That's just the way it goes. And that's across the board for everybody. Now, as it pertains to the Tasha K thing, I already addressed that. I'm sure some of Barty gang is not going to agree with my take on that, but that's perfectly fine as well. Let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates, and I will see y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect. Peace.